Hello, friends and lovers, and welcome to Vellum. This is an upcoming third-person action roguelike. It does have co-op. It is part of the Steam Next Fest showcase, so there's like a ton of demos going on, basically, and this is one of them. You can try the demo out for yourself right now. That is the version that I am playing. I'll have a link in the description for y'all. And the early access version of the game is planned to release in late March, from what I can tell on the Steam page. And I did a couple runs of the game, and I really like it, actually. It's actually really solid, especially for a demo. It definitely felt like it was worth showing. Not a sponsor or anything, but just a game that I think has a lot of promise, to say the least. So why don't we hop into it, and we'll kind of talk about it as we play here. It definitely has that Risk of Rain 2 sort of vibe, but it's not a clone, I would say, by any stretch of the imagination, you know? It's not copying too many things, but you do have some basic abilities going on. I might not be able to talk about it right away, because we got to pick a power-up at the start of our run here. So, gain 2.5% damage for each page you have. These are pages, as we are looking at already here, as far as I can tell at least. Each quip gives the next one 5% damage up to 50%, then resets. How could it give itself more damage, but then reset? Oh, I see. Wait, well, yeah, okay, so it keeps building and then it resets. So quip is our basic ability that helps us generate mana. You can see that on the right for highlighting quip here, basically. So that's going to be like the purple attack that we just kind of hold down the whole time to kill the enemies. Taking damage reduces the cooldown of yellow signature by 1 second. That's sort of our big boost, our big cooldown. It's like about 30 seconds. I probably don't want that one. I think I like this one, especially early on. We can build up our damage. Blast cannon all the way here. But yeah, here's the setup. You know, you enter a chapter, as they call it, and then you kind of just destroy 3 or 4 waves of monsters. Then you get to pick a couple of power-ups, and then you get to move on to the next one. It's pretty straightforward. It's sort of a, you know, perhaps a simpler version. You can see our mana crystals to the right side of our character. You need that to spend our right click, which throws out like these ravens and explodes kind of, right? And then we also have a dash that has a pretty long cooldown, but you can get some synergies around it when, you know, you can reset the cooldown, or things can happen when you dash. You're best off using it for like an oh crap moment, I think, to say the least. Let's use our Q button. There we go. So we got some big damage off that bad boy. You can see our health at the bottom left. We also have shield that slowly regenerates. The demo is kind of easy right now, I'm gonna admit. They're probably just trying to get feedback, you know? But yeah, we're just gonna kill the enemies, and it might seem like there's not a ton to do yet, but sometimes they give you side objectives, you know, in the stages. You'll see, I assume, at some point. But there we go, a chapter complete. Well done. Yeah, you just gotta survive and kill all the enemies and rinse and repeat, kind of, but it definitely gets very hectic and chaotic at points and gets pretty interesting. Quip generates 100% more mana, but deals 30% less damage. Okay, so that lets us use our mana abilities more often. Gain 40% damage while your barrier is recharging. That does sound very often to me. M dash now launches a flask of ink, 30 damage to a nearby foe. I don't think I want that one. That sounds like it's pretty often. I just get these pot shots from the enemies pretty frequently. All right, when you beat a chapter, you also get, I'm not certain what they call this currency here, but you get to unlock font powers using this currency that you've earned. And it's sort of like a mini skill tree just for the run. These are all just for the current run, of course. Slain, torn, that is what the enemies, have a 20% chance to drop barrier motes. So restores your barrier, probably not. You have a 20% chance to drop a mana mote, granting 1 temporary mana. Tempest motes have a 50% chance to drop from slain foes. They grant 7 seconds of speed and area knockback. No, 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 no. We're going to spend all 4 in there. That unlocks the next tier. And when you unlock a next tier, you also get another page, by the way. So we won't look at those until we get some more, well, whatever that currency is that you call it. Let's see. Gain 100% damage against foes with barrier. 25% damage while airborne, so I got to remember to jump. Gain 1% damage for every 5 max health. So we have 75 max health. So that is 15% damage passive, versus having 25% more while airborne. I'm gonna not take that because I can't really tell when enemies have barrier and don't. I don't know how often that is, basically, right? I guess I'll try to jump around. I don't know. There's probably things that increase your max health, although I don't think I've seen it myself quite yet. All right, when you move on to the next chapter, you also got to pick a way to empower the foes. When near death, splices become impervious for 2 seconds, gain speed. No. When their barrier breaks, splices grant plus 15 barrier to nearby Torn, or tangents arrive with ambush, so they deal more damage. Long range attackers, huh? Splice are close quarters brawlers. Let's go with that one, I think. And let's do it. Okay. But yeah, like I was excited to even just do like a third run, and there's actually a few more things I could be doing. There's some stuff in the hub that we'll show you later on, I think. Hey, buddy, relax. Whew, okay. I'm remembering the jump, kind of. All right, so we do have a side objective here. Let's try to get to that while these enemies spawn in. It says verticality. I think I've done this one. You gotta jump. No! Ow, they made me fall. But yeah, of course, it's meant to be kind of difficult while managing the enemies, as you can imagine. Excuse me, my friends. Let's see if we can kind of get this going on. Hey. I'm just going to do it now because before you know it, the chapter's over. And these side objectives are gonzo. Okay, we did it. So that makes this drop. I want to read it if possible. Gain 30% speed while airborne. That actually kind of works for us, right? Interesting. Okay. All right, we blew our cooldown. There's definitely a few things the game could use, but I think the power-up selections that they have showing off in the demo means that the game definitely has some promise. I think some feedback would be, we definitely need more enemy variety. I think that's going to be the biggie. Man, that thing almost blew my mind. I kind of flinched when that thing came toward us. More enemy variety. We can already kind of tell it could be better. I think actually the difficulty is probably a bit low for the demo, and I would almost prefer it if the enemies like spawned much more rapidly. It almost feels a bit slow paced. It's kind of relaxing, I guess, in a sense, but yeah. Gain 5% damage while standing still. Max of 50, but we have to jump around, so probably not. Every second, gain 8 varnish that lasts 5 seconds while under 50% health. Varnish, each layer reduces damage taken by 1%, max of 80. Each application decays independently. I guess we'll take Textual Might here, huh? The one that we read earlier. I think that's the best we can do. Completing a bonus objective or killing an elite grants scribes 25% damage for 30 seconds. Slaying Torn have a 50% chance to drop jump emotes, increasing next to jump strength by 60%. That only costs 2 to unlock, and for good reason, I guess, huh? A plot hole appears on the map, teleporting scribes to the font when entered. I just want damage, you know what I mean? So I guess this is the closest thing. We gotta spend 3 to unlock that. The font erases everything in a random area for 30 seconds after the start of each chapter. I wonder what it means by that exactly. Erases everything, huh? At the start of each chapter, the font replaces a consumable power that grants temporary impervious. You take no damage. Persisting area that heals 3 HP during each chapter. Kind of curious about the erases everything. You know, a little bit. You have plus 20% damage while your mana is full. That's okay. Jot has a 30% chance to grant a temporary mana per mana spent, but forfeits 25% damage. Jot is our mana spending ability, as you can see on the right. Jot gains 50% size, 25% damage, and now roots enemies hit for 0.5 seconds instead of knocking them back. And you can look at what we get here. What we already have here, I should say. So here are the pages, right? Oh, you can even look at this. I haven't looked at this yet. Okay. Tough one. This one's purple, so it's kind of making me want it. I don't think that one. Yeah, I think Albatross is fine here. I don't like losing damage even for the chance to get mana. I guess it would allow us to spam the mana ability. I don't know. That's kind of a toughie. All right, we got to empower the enemies again. Torn can spawn with an icy barrier that chills while active and freezes when broken. Tangent damage causes scribes to slam into the ground and slows for 1 second. Splices regain health after not being damaged for 2 seconds. Hopefully that'll be fine. Hopefully we kill them fast enough and I won't dilly-dally too much, you know what I mean? That 'tis the hope. Yeah, the demo isn't super long in terms of each run, because there's just like about 5 chapters and a boss or so, something along those lines. Okay, there we go. Got lots of mana. I gotta spend it better, probably. Where the enemy spawn seems to be a little... You know, like, it seems like the swords should kind of tell you where they're spawning, but then also I don't feel like that's necessarily where they're gonna spawn. We're spamming. Remember to jump. Excuse me. No side objectives here, it looks, huh? Ow. Let's try to get out of here. Okay, we got to scroll for beating... I think that's like an optional enemy. Gain 25% chance to restore 50 health when your barrier breaks. Is that what that said, I think? Okay, okay, okay. I thought it was like healing or something. That's what kind of what it looked like. Excuse me. But yeah, there is co-op. I don't think the demo has co-op yet. But I'm sure when early access comes about, they're gonna have it there. And I'm definitely interested in trying that out, I think. Gain 5% damage every second, then resets after dealing damage. So you get a little damage boost leading up to when the enemies spawn in, basically, and then the first hit afterwards. I kind of don't like the other ones. EM Dash creates a temporary wall that blocks projectiles, doubles its movement force. Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's damage, I guess, right? I wouldn't say I'm super excited. Let's do the erase. Polish that off. We need to spend more to get to that, though, huh? Is anything else really damage related? That is speed, jump, plot hole, impervious, HP. Guess I'm gonna go that way. The HP fountain or whatever it is. Just in case. Hopefully we won't need it. What do you got for us? Embossed Torn spawn alongside bonus objectives and Elise. What's embossed? Increased health, damage, and size. Spawn alongside bonus objectives and elites. I see. Torn apply marked to the first scribe they damage each chapter. Tangents leave behind a ghost that attack scribes for 5 seconds. That's not that long, right? What does mark do to us? Damage taken increased by 50%. I'm gonna go with the ghosts, I think. We can be haunted for a little while, right? That's only on specific enemies. Torn are all enemies. Tangents, I think, are like a certain bigger enemy. What's that skull? Break the crystal, it says, though. Oh, I see the crystal now. I don't know what this skull is. You got the crystal here. Am I supposed to stand here? Ah, I was gonna say, where are the enemies? It kind of looks like the circle's filling. Oh man, I actually took some damage there. Now the circle's gone. Huh. Was that the erase thing? I'm not sure. Alright, we got our scroll drop at least. Ow. Using Quip also fires a bolt from the font. Okay. I had to try to read it. That's probably like a little bit of feedback. I don't know, maybe they should slow down time or even pause time when you're picking it up so you just get a moment to read it, right? Well, wait a minute. If it's going to be co-op, how are they going to do that, right? If you need to pick it up during? I guess they could just simply let you pick it up, right? But then you don't actually see what you get until the end, maybe? I hate being forced to just like grab things in real time in a rush. You know what I mean? I guess they do heal if they're injured or something. They like sit down and just relax. The bears. Yellow signature summons a banner granting 30% damage to scribes. That's not bad. So our big cooldown will drop a banner. I should say that our Q button, your next flourish gains an additional 200% damage. Flourish is like, gosh, how do I describe it? Maybe this will, oh, this might help you. Every fourth quip will flourish. Start with +1 yellow mana. Spender will flourish when used. I think that's the best. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of, hopefully that describes it in some way. Every second gain varnish. Yeah, we saw that. Using M dash within 1 second of taking damage will heal for 25 health. Yeah, we'll take the battle standard, I think. All right. Yeah, we got some more mana to spend. Slain Torn have an 8% chance to drop a moat, granting a level of undamaged power. 25% damage per stack, lost upon taking damage. Slain Torn have a 15% chance to drop a moat, granting 20% damage for 5 seconds. Oh, which one's better here? Oh, you could probably go for both. Destructible barrels that explode when damaged. I'll take that one for now, I suppose. More pages. Flask of ink, probably not. Killing an enemy has a 50% chance to grant +1 max HP. So that technically scales with something else we have, right? Textual Might, but I don't know if we're really going to kill that many enemies. But nothing else here really delivers a lot of damage. I guess you got this one, right? So I guess we'll go with that. The problem is we're approaching the end, it would appear, from what I remember here. Yeah, so it's probably not going to get a lot out of it. They gain an extra 125% speed. Explode when killed. I think we can deal with explosions when killed because I don't really want to be close to enemies right now anyway. As far as I could tell, there was only one playable character right now, unless I missed something in the hub. We'll look around again after the run. Let's see what we can find. There's the healing thing. You can actually find multiple jumps too, I should say. Or I guess I should say you can find a double jump. Okay, wow. Oh man, I took some D. Some big D. Oh my god, I'm taking all the D. Is there something else here? Is it just you? Okay, there we go. Oh god, you exploded on my face. Okay, healing back up though. All right, we're good. Okay. I wasn't worried at all. This rain of bullets, I'm not familiar with so much. I kind of forgot about some of the ways we empower the enemies. All right, that's the banner from pressing Q, basically. Okay, you, my friend, gotta go. We're still at full health. Try not to stand in the stuff. All right, they dropped a scroll. Very nice. Yeah, now it's getting a little hectic, right? I kind of like that you got to think about how you increase the enemies, right? And you don't want to, you know, accidentally create a synergy for them, you know? In some way. Enemies killed by Flourish has a 50% chance to spawn a black hole that pulls nearby enemies in. Okay. I was able to read it. Okay, dash right into that. What is this bullet? Get out of here. Okay. We can drop another banner. There they all are. So now we kind of stand over here. Let them all come to me, maybe. Ow. Where are we at? Oh, hello. So I am playing with mouse and keyboard. It works on controller, but I just prefer to play a game like this with mouse and keyboard personally. Anything that basically requires aiming, I just kind of like it better that way. Okay, so now, after quip hits, it strikes again after for... Huh? Oh, it strikes again after 0.5 seconds, so it hits twice. Potentially, at least. Interesting. Well, you definitely don't want that. So I guess we'll go Crackling Echo here. Sounds pretty good to me. I guess we'll take the more damage from that. And now we have 2 more to spend, so we might as well take something that does something. Jump emotes or barrier motes? I guess barrier, huh? That kind of has a small anti-synergy with the damage There's some kind of damage bonus we were getting from making sure our barrier is recharging, but I doubt it matters much. After 90 seconds, boss deals plus 500% damage. Oh my. Boss also casts a mortar when using other abilities. Boss's abilities now summon splices, which are just extra enemies. Cast a mortar. No way it's going to last 90 seconds, right? No shot. No shot. I'm going to say no shot. Final chapter. All right, remember to queue. Hold on, I want to stand in the barrier. Where'd you go? Oh, you're still over there? Man, that banner did not last a long time. I don't really know what the dealio with this thing here is. I can't totally tell. It might be the erase thing. Oh no, is it going to reach 90 seconds? I'm trying to save up mana because we're about to queue again. Ow, ow. Queue him. Hey, there we go. The second time I fought, this is actually a different boss from the first one I fought. First one I fought twice, I think, actually. And the second time I fought it, I killed it within 5 seconds. I had some kind of crazy combo. So there's definitely some broken combos that are possible out there. Pages unlocked. So you get some new pages that are possible now. Flourishing, Dazzles, Grapple. So there are unlocks. There's no... I didn't see any, like, strict meta progression, like, plus health, plus damage, or anything like that back in the hub. But why don't we go take a look around? That is the end of the run, though. Let me show you around the library. We did get some, I don't know, gildings, I guess? I don't know. I could be wrong about the meta progression. Let's take a look. There's actually quite a bit to see here. There are different challenges, or maybe modes you might even call it. I'm not really sure. I'm not certain. They call them tomes, right? So you can choose a tome before you start a run. We just did a classic, I guess you could say. Flex your strategic prowess in this classic roguelike experience. I did one before this called Tortoise and Hare. While moving, gain Hare. While stationary, gain Tortoise. And the font power-ups, which was sort of the skill tree, right? Those would affect those two different modes. So if you stayed moving, you would have Hare on, and you could have, you know, different buffs based on that, or you could go the other way with Tortoise. It's the best way I can describe it. So basically those books affected the font skills, as far as I can tell. Yeah, I haven't actually looked over here. Let's see. So we can customize. So you can have a different look. Purchase for 0. Don't mind if I do. We have 240 out of 500. Okay, so this is just the look. I see. And yeah, so that's just cosmetics, basically. The Codex will make a record of tomes, the torn pages of power, and many other aspects of your adventures, but not available in the demo yet. Okie dokie, I assume this is just a fixture. Okay, it's kind of cool looking though, right? I kind of like it. This is actually a really strong game. I'm excited to see. So these are different starting abilities. These have to do with the Q buttons, but I guess it's more than just the Q button, right? So yellow ink, every 4th quip will flourish. Start with +1 yellow mana. Your next flourish gains an additional 200% damage. The ability is the Q button. Over here, blue ink you could have used instead. Quip applies blot. Shows a blot in the top left there. It deals 4 damage for 6 seconds. Can apply 4 times on the same foe. Start with +1 blue ink. What does blue mana do? Spender will apply half the maximum stacks of blot when used. Apply half the maximum stacks of blot when used. Interesting. Okay, so that might change like a lot of things. The rest, unfortunately, are not available in the demo. You are welcome to glance at them if you want here, though, but I want to kind of look around at other things. I guess we can't unlock these other abilities yet. But yeah, there are some things. So this was the... Oh, you can actually unlock this one, apparently. Punctuate. Charge and hurl a long-range lance that deals up to 50 damage based on charge time. So we were using quip, but we can actually replace that potentially. Nothing else. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot to look at here, and that's just one character, but there must be multiple characters if it's a co-op game, right? Okay, so this is the charged spear, I see. And then we got the blot too. So you probably wouldn't want to use this with blot because you want something that fires rapidly, if I were to guess. If you're going to be applying a dot to the enemies. Bindings. Okay, yeah, I did look at this. Apply extra hazards and intrigue to tomes. Face greater danger for sweeter rewards. Expand customized tome difficulties to show your true mastery of Vellum. Not available in the demo yet, though. Yeah, what do you think? I don't know. This is definitely promising. I think my feedback is, I think it could be, I don't know, just like it wasn't a long run, that's obvious, but assumedly they're going to have like 3+ chapters, not chapters, 3+ biome / bosses when early access launches, right? I think just making the enemies spawn in a little bit more quickly, especially when you first start out, in just like between the fights, just make it start happening a little bit sooner. More enemy variety would definitely go a long way here. And making maybe the enemies a bit more, you know, I don't know if stylish is the term or something like that. They feel a bit bland, you know, like we're fighting just like playing grizzly bears or something is what it looks like for some of them, you know what I mean? But yeah, it kind of fits the motif still, but yeah. And also maybe make it, I don't know. I think the variety of power-ups and abilities and some of the other things we've looked at here are actually quite good. And I'm definitely interested. I think have the enemy spawn in more quickly would go a long way there. And of course, when I don't think the demo needs to be more difficult. We can just wait for the difficulties to come out. I think it's fine as a showcase for the game right now. But let me know what y'all think. You know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already for some reason. And I'll see you in the next video.